like Darwin said before, we can agree. We agree a lot of times when it comes to relationships on this panel and what we need to do to be together, but that also should cross over into conversations like this that affect our community, right? And so going back to the conversation about drugs and having influence, even we just talked about Tyrese and his interview and how he talked about black culture influences not only other black people but it influences the world. So why are we denying that our own culture influences our youth and has some type of impact? Yes, with you and Law were saying that's not the only reason people do drugs. It's not the only reason. That's not the only reason for violence. But we have to understand that music and our culture is influential, whether it directly influences you or influences your niece and nephews, or if your family is ironclad and rock solid on your values, guess what? Our children have to go to school with other children, right? So those kids can be influential in what they're influenced by, and then therefore have an influence on our children outside of the home. So that's the only thing from all the different topics and all the video clips and everything that we've talked about. I feel that there's a way that we can talk about things, and this goes from our own home to this panel. People are watching, people are learning and seeing how black men and women interact and how we can talk about things the same way we talk when we have barbecues. Our barbecues and card games and all of those conversations, they don't need to get out of hand either, y'all. They don't have to get out of hand because we all come from different backgrounds and different things, and I have a very, very eclectic background. I grew up with so many people that are successful in today's time. I grew up around Marcus Spears, who's on ESPN right now. I grew up around Glenn Davis, who just got sentenced to jail. I've been exposed to a lot of different people, a lot of different parts of our culture, and a lot of different things. So nobody up here is bigger or badder than the next person. Everyone up here has experience that they can speak to from their own point of view and their own perspective. And I don't think it's right, or I don't think we should discredit anyone. We don't have to agree, but you can't discredit. We can't discredit each other and make people feel like you're small and I'm big. That's all I'm saying. I appreciate all of the conversation tonight.
Yeah, fair enough, Ruth. I mean, my bad, Casey. Fair enough. That's and I understand where you're coming from, and it didn't have to go there for us to have a conversation. It's just, you know what I mean. And these particular topics, it kind of can get a little heated, but it don't ever have to go there. So I apologize for that, for taking it there. To anybody that I may have disrespected on the panel for taking it there.
I don't get offended easily. That's why I come back. I love being up here with y'all. So it's all good.
But yeah, like I mean, there's a reason why there has been a huge push for reparations. There's a reason for that. It's because we know without it, we die. We know that there is
Yeah,
no,
yeah, you got it, Swinny. I'm
like
listening.
there is no fixing this without it. I promise you, we know because right now you're talking like household the wealth in this community, the wealth in this country is continuously growing and is continuously being concentrated and is continuously being put in a certain percentage of people's hands. And as long as that continues to happen, and there's no atonement for the debt that is owed to us, you cannot balance those scales by individual effort. It just doesn't work. Yes, can any one person maybe get rich? Like yes, but like if you think about it, think about all the people that have made a lot of money in this country. Like think about all the people that have started a business in this country,
It ain't
and
by their
all of them.
bootstraps.
And either it's not by the like. Just think about the black people that y'all know that had some black owned shit. And then you find out later on, Shea Moisture sold it. Why? Glass ceiling.
Can I say
Beats.
something?
Go ahead, Ruth.
I was just gonna say reparations is a great, idea, but reparations aside, because I'm not part of that conversation, If I have a business and I have to lead generate, I will have 6 sources of where I get my leads from. Meaning there's 6 things that I'm doing to get to pull it all in to create a big business. Reparations can be one leg, but we need other things that we can do in order. Like, for example, you can if we got to get to the money, if we got to send our kids to STEM programs, let's do that. If we have to have kids with finance degrees, let's do that. If we need to fight the law, make your kids lawyers or doctors or whatever. Like, it's a mindset is my whole point. And if we can come up with different strategies, and reparations is one thing, but we can also do other things. And it may not, people, we might be too old. Maybe you got to start with the kids. But I don't want to operate with a fixed mindset. I have a growth mindset, and that's all I can do. I can't say if I don't have reparations, I'll die. I'm not ever getting reparations because my situation is different. But I have to have a situation for myself, my future generations, and then my community that's still going to work. Other people come to this country, they have to have a different game plan besides reparations. I know that's old, but can we focus on other things as well?
Well, the thing is nobody.
I get it, Roof. Look, hold on. Let me get in, Joe. Let me get in, Sweeney. Let me get in, bro. Let me get in. Let me get in. You know what I'm saying? Look, so Roof, I get that, right? But you got to remember too, like I'm gonna keep it real. I do well for myself and my family. I got 4 kids and a wife, right? You know what I'm saying? My oldest graduated from college, no debt. You know what I'm saying? No loans, none of that. We paid for that shit. You dig what I'm saying? Like, but that doesn't still put me and my people ahead, right? Reparations, when you look at these Jewish people that people keep trying to put on a pedestal, they get $1.6 billion a year from Germany. That's why they have so much financial power. That's been going on since the Holocaust, right? They had to pay that back. You know why? Because those people were wronged by them. We've been wronged by American white folks for the longest, and we've gotten nothing, right? So we don't have that ability to sit there and say, oh, yeah, we got all this power, we this, that, and the other, because it just doesn't exist in that space. That's why reparations is so important, because we would be able to have some of that financial buying power. They're not smarter than anybody else. They haven't done, hold on, y'all. Look, they're not smarter than anybody else. They haven't done anything else. They don't come together any better than anybody else. It's just that they have the financial backing. Scared money don't make no money, and you got to have money to make money. We talk about it all. Yeah, I can have the best idea in the world, but if I don't have the financial backing to put that idea into fruition, it's not going to be anything but an idea. So that's why we go so hard about the reparations. Like I said, I do well for myself. I have multiple businesses. I'm working on $1 million movie right now, right? But that doesn't change the forecast for my people. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't change what my people can do. It doesn't put me in a different position to where I can't understand why things are how they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those, we have to be more understanding to the facts of why certain demographics of people appear to be in better situations. So they're in better situations because they got paid.
Y'all got the longest run-on sentences.
Yeah, nobody's saying on an individual level that you shouldn't try. I'm not saying that at all. Nobody's saying that. What I'm talking about, when you're talking about the group, and reparations is a political movement. It's not a financial movement. It's a political movement. So that's all politics. But obviously, I'm not saying.
Maybe I can ask you, Sweeney. What if after 1865, right, every Black person had to pay because they're free, and they had to pay for the next 100 years? Imagine. That's the situation that Haitians find themselves in. So I'm not even thinking about reparations. I'm not getting no reparations. I have to think about something else. But when I said let's come up with a plan to instead of not instead, but let's talk about something else, y'all went right back to reparations. That's why it's kind of frustrating the conversation, because y'all pick what y'all like to be strong about.
Well, we're ADOS, so it matters.
But they are fighting for reparations. They are fighting for reparations, though. It's CARICOM. They are fighting for reparations.
Yeah, it's called CARICOM. They are.